Well, the class was on selfies, and we were talking about, this was early in the course, and we were talking about how identity is mediated through different forms of photography. We've been looking at some early 19th century photography, and I wanted them to get a sense of how there was a continuity between that and contemporary photography, and selfies seemed like the right place to go. So I wanted to talk about them. We had some readings about them, but I didn't have any selfies, and I wasn't going to use my own. And I didn't want to spend my time wandering the web looking for selfies, partly because the archive is infinite, and partly because there is no such thing as the exemplary selfie. So I thought the best thing to do was to let them choose the pictures because they're more conversant with the whole medium anyway. But I had problems because if I didn't want them sending them to me by email or posting them on Blackboard, and then I had to assemble them somehow for class. I wanted them to do the work, and I wanted a nice, easy software to let them do that. It had to be real easy for me to show them how to do it. And that it had to be very clear to them. And even then, we had a few people that needed your help. It had to allow them to post whatever they wanted on their own, and I could see it go up in real time so that I could track what was going onto the site. And it also, I wanted to be able to enlarge a single text, blow it up and let us talk about it on the screen in class, but I also wanted it to tile. I wanted them to see all of them so that as a class we could spontaneously choose this one or that one and identify it and sort of develop our own conversation around the pictures. The danger of new software is the instructor learning curve, and or the barrier to students figuring it out. It has to be something that doesn't waste their time, and it's something that I feel like, A, I can learn quickly, and I can understand the logic of it. I can integrate it into my teaching on the fly, as it were. This was the first week of classes. So it worked very, very well, and we'll be going back to it later. And we're going to be looking at the photographs of Robert Frank later in the course. I'll have them sort of choose their favorites and why, and we'll again tile them up and see what we can get out of the discussion there. It allows us to broaden the discussion beyond a single text that we'll be reading by Robert Frank. So they'll look at all the other stuff and integrate it. So yeah, I could see this working in a number of ways. With group work as well. These things can be assembled very quickly. Even in class, you could have a half an hour where they assemble something and we're good to go, and that sounds great.